Go.
No, alright, we've just landed off the plane from Poland, and we're here in Copenhagen, which is the capital of Turkmenistan, and we're meeting with a survivor here today, who's chosen to keep his name anonymous for his own security and protection, and that's the same thing, I mean, security and safety. And we're just going to ask him a few questions about the Holocaust and what it was like. And
so, Farouk, we understand that you spent 500 years in a conversation camp.
Yeah, man.
And now you're going through school to become a conversationalist.
Yeah, that is correct.
So, what exactly?
What was it like in the contemplation camp?
Contemplation camp.
Yeah.
Well, you did a lot of thinking about shit, and that was pretty much it.
What kind of things did you contemplate in the contraband camp?
Lots of drugs and illegal alcohol, and all this shit that I used to be into, you know.
And remember, folks, this is just after the Nazi France takeover of
the 15. What was it, 1521 or something?
1521.
Yeah.
The start of World War I.
So you'd been in there from 1521 to 2012, like you just got out a little while ago.
Yeah.
And now you're going to school and having a life.
Yeah.
Can you look at the camera, please? We'll see how young you look. Pretty good for
I mean, for a guy who's
for a guy
100 years in a conception camp.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
And when were you taken in at the age of like what, 12-ish or younger?
Yeah.
12?
Around there.
So he's 512 years old, so you got to give him a
Roughly.
bit of a break.
A bit of a break.
Give or take. You know, that whole thing with the...
And what was it like when the Soviets liberated the contemplation camps?
Oh, it was relieving, and, you know, like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders, you know.
A lot of people didn't believe the Soviets when they found the conservation camps.
Yeah.
And I mean, they didn't believe. They were like, what could the French be conserving? I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Like,
nothing to conserve.
what kind of conversation could be going on inside these
Yeah,
camps?
These
Really?
conversation camps. Like, what were they talking about? That's what I want to know. I think that was the question on everyone's minds. Once word came out that they existed, everyone wanted to know just what they were talking about in the conservation camps. Like, what were they talking about conserving?
Yeah.
What did they contemplate conceiving?
What kind of contraband is going on
These are
inside
the
the
real
camp?
questions.
Yeah, these are the real questions.
The questions that you guys seek answers.
The things that you don't learn about on TV.
Yeah, the things the schools don't teach you because they don't want you to know.
Yeah, this is the real deal of what happened.
Everyone thinks the Germans were the first Nazis, but no.
It was France.
It was France.
Way back.
We talked about earlier, I'm sure Farouk knows of it already, the Mont Struglier by Napoleon.
By Napoleon.
When he was a prisoner of war in Vietnam.
Yeah.
What a brutal conflict that was.
Vietnam. The Vietnam War between China and Japan. This brutal war took place in Africa. War between China and Japan.
So,
Let's take a second to wrap your head around that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I believe Carter was about to say something.
Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. It was probably going to be a very intriguing and fulfilling question.
Spellbinding.
Spellbinding, of course. What else would it be? So what do you plan on doing with your life? Do you plan to stay here in, where are we again?
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen.
Yeah, that's it. No, I'm gonna go to the moon.
He's gonna go to the
As
moon.
you can see, he's preparing the space rocket already.
Yeah.
Just like,
This is
Armstrong.
just how they do it at NASA.
That's how they do it at NASA. They construct a ship, and then they have to fly it. And if they don't make it, then they lose a couple trillion people. And then
just like in the Holocaust.
yeah. So what camp were you in? Were you in Auschwitz or were you in another one?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I can't really remember because they didn't really tell us much.
Oh, okay.
And there was speaking
But
French.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I couldn't speak
Nobody
the
knows
language.
French.
So
This isn't fucking. I wasn't French.
It's gibberish.
yeah, so he spent 500 years in a unnamed camp, doing nothing, basically.
Yeah.
Were you
Sometimes-
surprised to make it out alive? Like for over those 500 years, did they feed you at all, or?
We had the forest for
Oh, okay.
It's
So what kind of stuff did you eat?
Shit.
Shit. So like you ate your own feces?
Yeah,
as-
man, we had nothing else to do. We had to eat fecal matter.
what was that like?
Awful.
Oh.
It was pretty awful.
Good
No,
night, ladies and gentlemen. Fecal matter.
Imagine something that's
Awful.
pretty bad. Imagine eating something you don't like.
And then imagine taking a shit on it.
Yeah.
And then eating it.
I heard that you also got a lot of corn because it can be processed by the body several times and still get
Yes, I
nutritional value from it.
A story of a man in a conversation camp eating the same cob of corn 7 times after he digested it, and he used it and he turned it into excrements, and then he stuck that shit right back on the cob.
Right back. Right back.
Ate it
And
7
then
times.
the third and fourth time he made cream corn out of it. Wow, I'm crying. That is that's
so
sincerely
tragic. It's just a tragic
tear
story.
trekking 500 years.
I mean, after the first 100 years, you'd probably start to think like, how am I gonna live?
Yeah, yeah, because the average lifespan is like,
Especially back in 50.
especially back in
whatever
yeah, it was
fucking
like
year it was.
50. It was like 50 years old was old, and he's been living 512 years now. It's quite the
It's
ordeal.
unbelievable, really.
And see, he just fucked up another ship, so
No, it
that's
duped fucking every engine 4 times.
That-
Into themselves. So horrible this happened. Look at
so he's just killing trillions of people.
Look it.
Like he's basically
this
repeating.
fucking swastika of rockets, literally. It actually is a
It
swastika.
is, oh my god.
Wow, that's racy.
That's some crazy.
It's
shit.
amazing
That's
he
a-
has the courage.
It's amazing he has the
witness
courage
the
to
swastika
do
after-
such things after 500 years
After all that the
Fucking
Nazis...
French.
of conserving
After all the
and
Nazis did to the Christians, when they rounded them up and put them in the concentration.
yeah, all the Arabs, 4 million Arabs. That were
No, I think it was 6 trillion.
6 trillion.
6 kabillion trillion. 6 Brazilian.
A lot.
6
It was a-
Brazilian Jamaicans died. A Brazilian. You know how many people that is?
Cool.
Don't fucking mount it on the side, you dumbass.
I believe this cat was actually in the Holocaust.
It was actually his cat.
Yeah, man, stuck with me the whole way. It's pretty sick.
Sometimes
He
he ate.
spent most of the time licking his balls.
Yeah, he just didn't do much. Just took his balls, really.
Sometimes
That's a boy.
he ate the cat's shit instead. He for different tastes and. If
In
he's been,
fact, mixed it together.
yeah,
A
and,
blender. It's amazing they provided blenders, but
yeah.
they, you know, they were somewhat courteous. Brack Ravel. This was, of course, the national anthem
This is the national anthem of this country.
of Turkmenistan.
This is what happens every day.
Oh, yeah.
We all assemble for the national
These are the
anthem.
rallies.
It's amazing that it all fit in such a
The
small
ruling
area.
party. The ruling party, Lamb of God.
Yeah.
Of course, the
That's a
president,
rally. That's a
Randall
rally.
Blythe of Turkmenistan,
Yeah.
native of Frugenhagen.
Yeah, it's an address.
Yeah, who would have
That's
thought?
how he addresses us.
It is
every morning.
reminiscent of Soviet Russia, the rallies. And,
Interesting.
let's talk about where we're going next.
So next, we're probably just gonna hang out here for a week. Cause generally when we go somewhere, we go for a week. So in about a week, we'll probably in that time
Hopefully we'll be at the moon.
we'll probably find someone else. Yeah, our friend here the survivor
We may be on the moon.
may bring us to the moon.
Depending on what this nameless
Man.
survivor can do with the spaceship. But if not the moon, we will definitely make it to Saturn.
Yeah, well,
it's a much easier trip, frankly.
yeah.
And frankly.
And
frankly, I don't. And Frank, man, Frank.
We Harvey Oswald.
It's of course the assassination of George Washington.
Yeah.
That was Abraham.
By Ronald Reagan.
Alright, so we'll see you next week for episode 3.
From either
or
the moon,
installment 3.
Saturn, or
I don't know. We'll find somewhere and we'll be there. You better be there.
We'll be there.
March 10th, be there.
March 10th, be there. Okay, we're going to town.
Yeah.